Wearing his signature kimono, surrounded by a spirited audience of his own making, LA artist Chaz Guest creates a sacred space to paint his masterpieces. In the small Mid-Wilshire studio he calls The Cave, his ritual begins, playing the inspiring music of Mahalia Jackson or Miles Davis to drown out the sounds of sirens as he breathes life into every canvas.
Whatever I'm doing, I will breathe the spirit into it. That's my mission.
A mission that moves avid A-list collectors who say his paintings stir the soul and awaken a deep sense of humanity, like this piece commissioned by Oprah Winfrey in honor of the late Maya Angelou.
She wrote to me, she said, "Beautiful is too mild a word."
Or this portrait of Chief Justice Thurgood Marshall in the private collection of President Barack Obama, along with a more personal portrait.
I feel like I'm joining a little teeny tiny bit in all of that history.
Even his social justice work, like this tribute to a young Trayvon Martin, a boy gunned down by a security guard, is painted with a deep sense of purpose.
And I wanted people to feel death of an innocent child fighting for his life. That really did some damage.
As did the death of George Floyd in the midst of a pandemic, disproportionately hitting the Black community hard. Once more, Guest used his art to paint the pain and outcry for justice.
You know, I've always, with my art, tried to speak to these atrocities. And what I came up with immediately was the history of America. It's time to start to really get in there and dismantle this and hold these people accountable.
The powerful paintings and artistic activism of LA painter Chaz Guest. He is today's LA story. So let's talk about really some of your prolific work, the Cotton series. Talk to me about its importance.
Right. I just felt it very important that this ability that I've been given, I need to give that to my culture in a big way and uplift our culture as African Americans.
You captured the dignity of those who are enslaved. You don't like to call them slaves.
No, they're not, no. And I'll tell you why. Because if I called them a slave, you wouldn't have to deal with them as an enslaved person. You wouldn't have to deal with them. You would just constantly say the slave, and it would add a little bit of ease.
It somehow distances us from the humanity of
Exactly.
that equal person.
I think what comes out of my paintings is that you will start to see yourself in there, no matter who you are. I mean, if you were Asian, white, Latin. In fact, early on, people of other nationalities were saying, that looks like my grandmother. And boy, when I heard that, what a gift. What I asked for it and the heavens granted me the fact to convey the human being, no matter the hue of their skin, inside of these enslaved people in these paintings.